Hey, welcome back to our channel. This is another segment on locating your confidential VIN numbers and key features of this 1971 Charger. So to start out with, we're going to look at the actual VIN tag, WS23U1A, so A being Lynch Road assembly. So there are some variances on a Lynch Road assembly car versus an LA or a Windsor built 71 car. So first off, we'll look at the door decal. Then we look at the VIN tag. So the VIN tag here is the trim tag. And if you notice, these have sort of a unique fastener. You typically see them starting in 1971. This has an inspection tag as well. So now we're going to go a little further. There's a dial-lock stamp number on the inner fender. Knowing where the cadence of that number is, that is an original fender. So on some 71s, Los Angeles in particular, you'll see the VIN number will be stamped right next to the cowl screen. This one being a Lynch Road vehicle, where they stamp it is actually right next to, or right under the weather strip. So the other thing we'll point out while we're up here is looking at the dial-lock stamp number that's on that upper piece. We can verify that that's the original upper cowl based on the cadence of that number and our master database on dial-lock stamps. So we'll look at the general condition of the inner fender. We see the proverbial dimple for the air conditioned pressure clamp, pressure hose retaining clamp. It tells us that inner fender is correct. And as we always go around to the front of the car, we'll look at the frame configuration. Front frame, certainly you can identify by its contour that that is at least a 1971. It's different from a 1970. Check both sides, and you can see they're proper. Now on a Lynch Road, they generally stamp theirs right there in the center of the upper radiator core support bracket. So that is in the right spot for the car. We'll continue to look at other dial-lock stamp numbers in the validation of the vehicle. There's that one right on the, I guess you would call it the back face of the upper radiator core support. And again, based on our master database that we always reference, you know, that is certainly correct and proper. Another telltale sign of an original car, there is the washer bottle. Very fragile, dried out, pretty consistent of a car of an original vehicle. So we're going to need to get a rag, and we need to wipe off the top of the frame, looking for the date stamp. You can see where I'm going to go. We're going to clean this area. There is no date stamp observed. So just to verify whether it should or should not have had a date stamp, we're going to come over and look at the production date. So this SPD is 2/16, so it's very close. Generally around March 1st is when you see the date stamp for this. And something else I want to point out while we're looking at this is a built for Canadian specs. You can see the C, you can see the order code, And additionally, if you picked up on it when we were first at the door tag, you can notice the C stamped on the door tag. So again, real quickly, look at your VIN tag. When you look at the in between the cowl area where it's often found on E-bodies, not all B-bodies put it there. And that's why you have to look at the front. In many cases, as I showed you, it is below that weather strip. That sealed rear hood seal. So you're gonna have to lift that up and check it out. This is a pretty consistent, again, go through where the tags are for a Lynch Road car. It's inspection stamps. And then of course, primary VIN right on that front face. Look at your dial-out stamp numbers on the front face. And then as always, come over here, look to see in the date code, and then try to verify that based on its production date to determine exactly what you have. So this is certainly numbers matching body, original trim tag, and there are no issues with this 71 Charger from that perspective. So what we'll do now is we'll put this on a lift and we'll check out the VIN number on the engine and the transmission. Thanks again for subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to us and we'll try to accommodate them to the best of our ability to better serve you with this channel and provide you information that's informative and will help you enjoy the hobby more. Just take a peek at the gauges. Let's see what's going on here, see if we see anything. Yeah, we got a rear speaker on the dash. The knob. Rear defogger. Switch, makes sense. Being a Canadian car. No tachometer. Standard set of gauges. Slapstick, old school tachometer. Has the proper steering column, 71 style. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great day.